Hey everybody, good energy to you guys. So, I'm sitting here and I'm kind of taking a different approach than I usually do because a lot of times when I guess I'm taking Joy's own medicine right now and I'm choosing not to become all crazy with my emotions. And even though I felt like that was coming through for a second, but I just sat back and kind of looked at things from a little bit more of a rational perspective. And I was also honest with myself, because like this has not been easy for me. Whatever's been going on with me and Joy, it's not been easy. And again, as I've said before, I don't think she's been forthcoming. It's her choice. Um, and I don't like that. And, it's not something I like, but doesn't mean yeah, I'm the type of person that I'm willing to look over things that I don't like, for the greater picture and the greater feeling of love that I may have for an individual. And love is just a affection, a care, and that's really what I feel most strongly with Joy is just a care. It's not even really a romantic or a sexual thing as much as it is like, I don't even know where it comes from all that much. It's just a desire to want to care. But I have this for everybody, but something about her, um, seems to bring that out in me, just wanting to care for her. But with that being said, I have to be respectful again of her wishes and her desires, and her proclaiming her love for another man, and just thinking that I'm gay and wanting people to shock her, and again, not even really trying to solve a huge problem that we all have in front of our faces right now. That's just there's too much. There can be too much dislike in a relationship for it to be, you know, good for both parties. In a sense to where it's healthy and people aren't fighting all the time. And I've tried to make some compromises on certain things and move a little bit closer, or at least put things in a way that allows space for things to get closer. And part of me felt like they were kind of received with good favor, but based on what she's talking about today and the attitude and the energy that I feel coming from her, I don't know if it's such a good idea anymore. And then something else happened yesterday, which I want to talk about, and it's been on my heart for some time now. And that is, I'm just gonna say it, just Nathan from Vibes and Frequencies. I've since finding his channel, I don't even know how long it's been, a couple months maybe. There has been a familiarity in his person that it reminds me of my younger self, especially, and just his desire to want to get away from the cities, interest in spirituality, not, kind of not fitting in with other people. There's some serious similarities that I see in him. He's also in Arizona in the desert, which I know very well. I grew up in Phoenix in Arizona. For a while there, I totally backed off because shit got kind of weird, and I was going to go to AZ, and it got canceled, and then this thing with Joy continued to go on, and I just started focusing on the mission, and, I really haven't, but in my heart, like, I'm just being honest, man, there has been a very longing, like, when I say longing, I feel like it's a familiar soul, like, everybody is, but there's layers and levels to familiarity, and some people I have a little bit more of a familiar connection with, for whatever reason. It's really beyond me. It's just a feeling I have. I mean, I could go into, like I said, him wanting to get out in nature, away from like little things like that. But it's deeper than that. But especially with him making the video about aliens yesterday, and him talking about how he needs to come up to Mount Shasta. It's like, Mount Shasta is not too far away from Portland. So I don't know. Upon watching that video, I felt like. He might be a good time to fucking, if he's willing to, want to, I don't know, man, if he's looking for a friend or just somebody to travel along as a companion. He's talking about things trying to kill him and shit. Like, hey, man, I love to protect. I'm not the type of dude to turn away from a good fight, a righteous fight. And again, like, I feel like there's a reason why I came across this channel recently, and you know, things have progressed the way they've progressed, but you know, I don't know what else to say, man. Like, that's the type of energy I kind of want to be around. Nothing. I'm not trying to put this on Nathan as any type of responsibility or make him feel obligated, but like this thing with joy, it has been very difficult, and I have had my moments of doubt and just like how things would actually work if we were to be in the same physical space. Because I'll be honest, I feel like she expects a lot out of people, and I think she still does want to be entertained, and I think a lot of that has to do with because she doesn't really have anything that she's really actively participating in passionately, like a hobby. Like what she talks about on YouTube is like she is really just therapeutical, and a lot of it has to do with, you know, inner trauma that she's still working to deal with, and finding out, you know, I think she still doesn't know what she wants to do with her life. You know, she brought up the music thing, but I don't know. You know, we'll see how that pans out with her. You know, the thing that I was trying to share with one of my videos is how you can use the music in tandem with a lot of other things, and it can become this whole movement that, you know, you have plenty of stuff to do all day long. But I don't think that's something that really is, at least right now, or maybe ever, interesting to her. And if it is, then I'm mistaken. But I felt like if she really was interested in it, she'd be talking about it more. So since she chooses not to talk about it, then that's all I have to know about what she chooses to speak on. But again, this wasn't really, I'm not trying to, you know, it's weird making videos like this. It's like I'm sending messages out to multiple people at the same time, and it's all just kind of stuff that I hear them say on the videos they make, and then I go into this moment. You know, it's much different when we're in the, you know, in the same space. But you know, it's something we're working towards, right? For those of us who want that. I'm not trying to force anybody to be a part of something they don't want to be a part of. But yeah, I mean, if Nathan, if Vibes and Frequencies, if you still really trying to come up to Mount Shasta and fulfill, you know, I mean, I've had my own ET experience, not ET, UFO experiences. I've actually never had, I mean, I've been camping before, and I've had weird shit happen outside of my tent that I've heard that I don't know what it is. I assume it's just a bear or something, but I don't know. I've had a lot of strange feelings in the woods, and I have seen things in the skies in multiple different states. Quite often, actually. I've even had my parents come out and see it too. But the experience that he described is something that I like, that level of intimacy, and then to actually have aliens communicate with you and like kind of give you a mission. Like, that's something I've never encountered, you know, but I'm very intrigued. So I'd love to learn more. And like I said, if he is coming to Mount Shasta, like, it's not that far away from where I am. And I don't know, man, you know, I do think it's a time that like-minded people should be coming together. So I don't know if that's something, I know he's expressed how he doesn't really like being around people, but you know, so that's fine. I mean, if that's really how he wants to live his life, then that's cool, man. But I feel like we would be able to relate on maybe perhaps some things. You know, we both do like to share our lives with the internet, so I don't know. I feel like I'm being too pushy with stuff, but it has been on my heart, so I just thought I'd share it, make a video about it, see what happens. Again, I know I'm like 10 years his elder, if not more, so I feel a little strange about speaking on it, but again, I wouldn't have done this if he hadn't made a video talking about coming up to Mount Shasta and the aliens, which is something I'm very into and always have been. And also just like this whole soul mission, part of me feels like us perhaps creating a relationship or a friendship has to do with this soul mission. So I am also feeling motivated on a soul level to help fulfill this greater good mission for humanity and really all of creation and all the animals. Like, you know, I keep talking about humanity so much, but people don't realize how much the way humanity chooses to live affects the whole earth and the animals and everything involved. So, you know, from that perspective, I think it's good to share this, even though part of me does feel a little weirded out about being like, hey man, would you like to be friends and meet up at Mount Shasta, essentially, which is what I'm kind of saying here. And also that, you know, just the layers of dislike I'm feeling from joy in regards to my person and who I am and what I speak about is at such a level to where I don't think it's going to be conducive. You know, there would have to be some type of a, like, we were kind of getting to that area, but then today shit changed. So that's just how I feel. I don't know how she feels about it, but this is what I feel I need to pay my attention to, because there are big things happening, and she you know, isn't paying the same type of attention to it that I think, you know, should be paid to it based on everything that's happening, man. So I just feel I can't just sit around and watch this shit happen and not